Erling Haaland is causing a star. How good is he? 9 goals in 4 games, 27 goals last season, 36 goals in his first season. In total, 72 goals in the first 70 games he's played in the Premier League. I do think that he is the greatest goal scorer, not just of the Premier League era, but of all time, in as far as English football is concerned. Welcome to Senior's Last Word. This guy, Norwegian, 4 seasons now he's playing football at top level. 2 seasons in Germany at Dortmund, and 2 seasons, you can add 4 games now, in the English Premier League. In total, you could say he is really the striker. People who judge Haaland forget that in his 2 seasons in Dortmund, he did score 62 goals in 67 games. If you add 62 goals plus 72 goals, you get 134 goals that he has scored in the 4 seasons that he has been a top league player in Germany and in England. He's only 24 years. It means he started this whole thing at 20 years of age. Is Haaland more prolific than, guess who? Alan Shearer, Robin van Persie, Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, Wayne Rooney, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen. When I mention some of these names that a lot of football followers, especially the Premier League, have grown watching, praising, edifying, sometimes you think it's a joke. It's not. The scoring ratio that Haaland has demonstrated already, only 24 years, it's scary. We've never seen anything like it. Think about it, 72 goals in 70 games in England. That's a goal per game. In fact, he scores more goals than the games he plays. Who has done that ever? He is a prolific goal scorer. Well, it comes down to discussing whether it's style that people have a problem with, or whether it's class, because there are people who think he's not a classy footballer. And this one is really disturbing, because what is class? Thinking Premier League or European football for that matter, if we start with his style as a left-footed centre forward, do we remember some of the great left-footers, centre forwards in European football? Let's go. Ravanelli, if you remember. There was that Italian striker who used to play for Middlesbrough. I think it was 1996, 1997, 1998. Left footer, tall, gangly. He was a good goal scorer, but not as good as this boy. We have Christian Vieri, another Italian. We know that one was a really, really prolific marksman. That was Vieri. Robbie Fowler, the Englishman, the Liverpoolian, who scored 128 goals in 9 seasons for Liverpool. What about Raul Gonzalez of Real Madrid? We all know he's one of the legend strikers in European football, but obviously more so at Real Madrid. Robin van Persie, while at Arsenal, where he played 8 seasons, he scored 96 goals. Left-footed strikers. And Davor Suker also once played for Arsenal, the Croatian who really stars, remember, who starred at the 1998 World Cup. Stylish, classy, full of flair. He also once featured for Arsenal. So at least we have centre forwards who were left-footed. In comparison, we can start with them. So Ravanelli, Christian Vieri, Robbie Fowler, Raul Gonzalez, Robin van Persie, Davor Suker, left-footed. How do you rate them alongside the Norwegian? For style, probably of all, maybe he's the one less pleasing to the eye. If you talk style, what he does with the ball, flair and all, maybe you don't fancy his style that much. But goal scoring, none of them comes anywhere close. He is by far the greater center forward. So we need now to come down to the actual center forwards that we all think we grew up or we watched believing they are number 9s. Center forwards, traditional. The one that really was traditional and falls into the category that we are discussing today, Alan Shearer. All that Alan Shearer did was to score those goals. Score those goals. He had everything. Power, great above ground, physical. He perseveres. He had longevity. For 18 seasons, Alan Shearer played in top flight football in the English Premier League. And in the end, after 18 seasons, how many goals did he score? 283 goals. Over 18 seasons, what was his average? 15 goals per season. Let's talk Wayne Rooney. He scored 13 goals per season. But over how many? Over 16 seasons. In total, he scored 208 goals. So it's one thing to look at the total number of goals that these guys scored. If you go down to the law of averages, that's where they get exposed. Because we are saying, if Shearer scored 283 goals, it was over 18 seasons. If average becomes 15 per season. Wayne Rooney, if he scored 208 goals, that was over 16 seasons. His average per season is 13 goals. Games to ratio, goals per season ratio. So let's go to Haaland. You can only judge him for the number of seasons he's been on the scene. And how many other seasons? He's been on the scene 4 seasons. In just one league? No. In the German Bundesliga, which many have always argued is a weaker league, so strikers can score as many goals as they can. And he did score those goals. I've told you, he scored 62 goals in 67 games in Germany over 2 seasons. Again, think of that games to goal ratio. What happens when it comes to England? The guy scores 7. This guy is satanic. He scores 72 goals in 70 games already. So those are 4 seasons in 2 of the best European leagues. So what part of Haaland's game don't people understand? He is never had to boast over entertaining anyone. We all know that when you go to a stadium, you go to watch goals. Think of Man City, for instance. The last 2 seasons, which have featured Erling Haaland. Let's be honest. The competition that Man City has had with Liverpool 2 seasons ago, with Arsenal last season, where the title was decided on the final weekend. Hadn't it been for Erling Haaland's goals over the season, which helped them to win several games across board, Man City would not have won 4 titles in a row. In fact, for me, in Haaland's time, Man City titles equals Erling Haaland. Because the problem that Liverpool has had, the problem that Arsenal have had, because those are the 2 teams that have really pushed Man City over the last 4 seasons. The problem those 2 have had is not scoring enough in games which they've dominated and created so many chances, consistently and persistently not turning opportunities into goals. Mohamed Salah, for one, at Liverpool, he does score goals. But had he been more clinical, Salah, if you've watched him over the last 7 seasons, he would have been scoring 40 goals every season. He misses too many goals. Mohamed Salah, again, not as clinical as Haaland. Obviously, we all know what Arsenal's problem is. They just don't have a center forward who can score those goals regularly and frequently. So when you are giving class to Haaland, you are classifying him, you are qualifying him. Where do you put him? For me, at 24. The guy has won title the Man City already. The guy is almost hitting 100 goals across board in all competitions. This boy, in front of goal and outside, because he scores goals outside the box and inside the box. This boy is a phenomenon. Anything like him that we've seen in the Premier League before? Now, not in front of goal. The greatest goal scorer for me. And the reason is simple. His goals to game ratio, in fact, you can add to season ratio, it's too high. It's doubtable that anyone will come close. Not soon. Football has been here for years. The league has been here for ages. Names have been there, littered all over. Classic names, classic strikers. But the best of them, Alan Shearer, over 18 seasons, could only average 15 goals. Wayne Rooney, another legendary Man United striker, only 13 goals. Guess what? Erling Haaland, the 4 seasons that he's been on the scene, you can add 2 in the Premier League. The guy averages 31 goals per season. Now, he doubles the number that the best or most prolific strikers before him have scored. He doubles that. Now, that's greatness. So for me and to you, if you're still doubting Erling Haaland, what about this? He's done it in Germany. He's doing it in England. Supposedly the best and toughest league in the world. He averages 31 goals per season. For now, he scored more goals, 72, than the number of games he's played. He's a legend even before he's 25. And that's my last word. Goodbye.